So here we go. Rocky Pennington staring down Ketlen Vieira. Huge women's bantamweight fight, right? This is fight night. Some people are watching, some people aren't, right? But got a number 2 versus number 5 and 6 contenders within the main card in these 10 fighters. 6 of them. 60%. It's pretty easy math. Are contenders. First 20 in, we got a little feeling out period here. And keep an eye on the takedown defense of Pennington. That's what we'll do, looking at Rocky's takedown defense, because Ketlen Vieira is going to go for it at some point. I mean, she gets one every 2 rounds, so especially the striking from Rocky starts to pick up. I mean, she's at 4 per minute, so she needs to keep like a 20 significant strike pace throughout the fight. Each round, round by round. And Rocky landed one, but it seems to me the power is surprising Rocky Pennington right now, coming from Ketlen Vieira. Now Pennington backing her off. Just moments ago, Umar Nurmagomedov setting this main card up in the first fight, getting the finish late in the first round, but it's still a first round finish. That's the bottom line. Now Pennington showing some signs of life with a little bit of power. No takedown attempts yet by either fighter. And that favors Pennington because she lands more significant strikes per minute than Pennington. But the one thing Pennington has is the reach. And as they get in close, Vieira wins that first close contact. Which I was getting ready to say that Pennington wants to get in close and try to get through that reach and that length of Vieira, who's certainly a little bit taller than her. (11-9) Pennington, significant strikes. So both fighters right on pace. So until we get a takedown attempt or a level change by Vieira, it's going Pennington's way right now. That gives her a chance in this fight. So some good fights coming up. Sean Strickland versus Nazardine Mavov, of course, in the main event. Co-main. Dan 50K Ige versus Damon Jackson. And you got Punahele Soriano on deck. So stay tuned. It's going to get better and better. But a good one right here. Very competitive so far. Ooh. Vieira's keeping a distance and barely missing. Now she lands a left and a right. Now it's starting to shift to Ketlen a little, as she is keeping the distance and landing those jabs, kicks, a right hand every now and then. Final minute. 16 all, significant strikes, so it's tightened up. And if you score it by what it looks like, when you look at both fighters, you got to give this round to Ketlen right now. Because the striking is close, but she's causing more trouble. See, Rocky Pennington keeps ducking that head. And now she gets in for the tie-up, but there's 15 seconds left in the round, so that won't really matter. But when she comes in, she's ducking that head. And maybe she's doing that for the level change. And it's a good thing because you can only do that so many times and get away with it before you get hit with a knee or an uppercut. And that'll do it here for round 1. 26-25 significant strikes for Pennington in favor of her. Vieira, 18-17 headshots in her favor. Man, let me get this football score too, even though I know the Niners won. 41-23. So the Seahawks played well, man. Geno Smith going down, but, you know, they were in the game. It was 23-17 at one point before the 49ers went off. But good job by the Seahawks, no doubt. So as we cruise into round 2, you might as well, you know how we get sometimes, you know how we all get sometimes, if it does go to a decision, right? We all watch it and think we know who won. I do the same thing. I get upset sometimes on these robberies, but let's be clear. In this one, it's even in the first round. So however they score it, you can't really be mad. So let's just get that out there right now. Yeah, baby. UFC 283, Teixeira versus Hill. Figueiredo versus Moreno. Let's go Moreno. Moreno and Hill, baby. And then what? Do we get Figueiredo versus Moreno 8 with all these rematches going on in the UFC right now? What's up with Hamzat Chimaev? Can he get a taste? 4:38 left, round 2. I tell you, it picks up right where it left off. I mean, there's been no shortage of action here. Both fighters well over their average, right? 25 significant strikes for each one in the first round. Divided by 5, right? That's 5 per minute. And they're both in the 3s. So certainly an active round for both fighters. And we'll see if we can get a telltale who's slowing down. But Raquel Pennington just landed a big right. And Vieira slides out of there. Vieira's got a tough chin, for sure. Because she just looks like nothing happened, and then she gets upset. And now Pennington takes the back of Vieira, at least for the moment. And this is huge. Don't grab the fence. She doesn't. You know, she's building a little control time, but really just holding her against the fence, trying to get position where she can get a pickup and a slam situation, but that's not going to work. Ketlen Vieira turns to her. Oh, it comes out of it with a big right. Okay. Now left right by Pennington. Get my attention here. And an uppercut by Vieira. And man, this has turned into a good fight real quick. Fight of the year candidate, baby. First weekend of the year, fight of the year candidate. Halfway through round 2 and a big left by Vieira. Ooh. Usually those fight of the year candidates come after big 5-round fights, but still, if you can get Pennington grabbing just below her stomach, and they're going to call time here. But yeah, if you're going to get a fight of the year candidate in a 3-round fight, both fighters got to be well over 100 significant strikes. Right now it's 40-36. So, I mean, definitely a lot of activity here. Both at about 6 significant strikes per minute. And what we had was like a low knee by Raquel Pennington, and Ketlen Vieira saying, hey, I'm good, let's go. Now Raquel Pennington getting kind of talked to by the ref. And, you know, if you're new to the MMA game, nothing's going to happen here with points or anything like that. We're going to continue rolling. 2:10 left, round 2. And really, the punches from both fighters are both taking effect at this stage in the second round. And I was joking about the fight of the year candidate, and it won't be, but we got a long way to go. But it's starting to look more and more serious now, because activity by both is not stopping. As Pennington lands a clean right. And honestly, right now, if you're Pennington, you're in this fight. And the odds makers are looking exactly right now. You look at Vieira and you say 13-2, and Pennington's 14-9. She was 10-9. Yeah, she's on a 4-fight win streak, but this is Ketlen Vieira, 13-2, number 2 in the division. But Pennington's in there in this fight, and a win right here would be a major resurgence for a fighter that I didn't think it would happen for. She could win 5 in a row and creep up to the 2 or 3 spot in the division. That's huge. I mean, that's a huge win. Setting up even bigger fight next. (49-43) Pennington. My fear for her is that she's going to have to win the second and third round, because a close round might have went to Vieira based on just how it looked. I mean, you might get the judges to kind of lean towards Vieira, but this round's been Pennington. A little bit of control time, more significant strikes as the clock slides down to 0, and that'll do it. Man. Okay. And you already know, right? I'm not a big fan of decisions unless the fight is just awesome. And I'm not going to say the fight is awesome, but it's really good right now. I mean, it's really good. They're both going at it 50-43 in significant strikes. So we're 10 minutes in. So Pennington right at about 5 significant strikes per minute. It's 1 better than her average. Vieira 4.3 significant strikes per minute. And the striking of Pennington is slowly taking over. So if you're Vieira, you got to hope you won round 1, or you're in trouble here. And who knows? But you really got to take the fight to the ground. You really got to try to utilize the ground game here against Pennington in the third round and slow her down and try to take control back. Try to take the control back in this fight. I mean, it's more or less what's got to happen, because if they keep continuing at this pace, I could see Pennington pulling away and getting the win. Both fighters touch gloves, hug, touch gloves again. And finally, 10 seconds in, we get a start to round 3. It's all love, I guess, as we go at each other. And just constant shots by both fighters. Leg kicks to the calf, jabs. Oh, and a big right by Pennington. And they got me locked in right now. Oh, and a big left and a right by Vieira. And now a left by Pennington. Oh, and a big right by Pennington. Kind of slides off the cheek. Pennington kind of looking up at the clock. You got Vieira with a nice level change. Now has her pinned against the fence. And that's what I'm talking about. A minute or 2 of this is not bad for Ketlen. Then you get ready for you to get the takedown, the back, even better. Or you kind of buy yourself some time and then get in for the final push. But right now, she's got Raquel Pennington controlled up against the fence. And we'll keep an eye on the significant strikes. It's still about the same, 60-53. So even to start this round, just a little control time here for Vieira. No takedowns by either fighters. Vieira hasn't gone for one yet. Pennington 0 for 2. And she's breathing hard right now, as I'm sure both fighters are. Oh, and a nice move there to slide under by Pennington, and they separate. 3:10 left. Oh, and a big right gets through by Pennington. And it's just constant. Oh. Now it's Pennington who gets some leverage up against the fence. 2:30 left in the fight. During the break after this fight, we got a lot of comments coming in throughout the week. We'll get into some of those during the Q&A, as we'll have a little bit of time between the fights, and then we'll get you the Punahele-Soriano prediction before that fight. But we got 3 fights left. This fight winding down here, under 2 minutes now. And it's anyone's guess who wins this fight right now. 65-60. So Vieira having a good third round, closing the gap just a little bit. But even if Pennington keeps it close, you're going to have 1 round for Pennington and 2 close rounds in rounds 1 and 3. And then if you're Pennington, you got to hope 2 judges give you that. So that's kind of what Pennington is going after right now. And you got to really finish this round strong. Yeah, and if we can get a clear win in this round by Vieira, then we got to look back at that round 1. And again, we can't be upset, right? That's why we said that after round 1. It's that close. I like to set that up because sometimes we see a fight and we really think, hey, this person got robbed. But this can't be one of them. Okay, so 26-25 significant strikes for Pennington round 1, 24-18 in round 2. Now it's 19-17 Vieira. So I think Pennington for sure won round 2. With the judges, though, you never know. And then now you're trying to get 2 judges to give you another round, and that's it. And then you get a split decision. So, but nice control here by Vieira. She just looks up at the clock, though. How will that be received by the judges? I don't know. So 67-62. So Vieira led that round by 2 significant strikes. You see some UFC veterans in the stands, especially the women, in support of these 2 fighters in a really good fight. You know, slowed down a little bit. So you're looking at just over 4 significant strikes for Pennington, just over 4 for Vieira. Both fighters a little bit ahead of their average. The pace slowed down slightly, but not really, at the end of this fight. And I'm looking forward to seeing who gets this decision, for sure. For sure. Quite frankly, it could go either way. And in these situations, too, someone like Ketlen Vieira, you know, do they get a pass in round 1? And do we get a unanimous 29-28 decision? Because she did look pretty strong in round 1. I mean, Pennington came on late, led early, came on late. In the middle 3 minutes, it was Ketlen Vieira, so you could give her that round, but it's not a definite. Round 3, more than likely give it to Vieira, but it's not definite. Round 2, definitely Pennington. So this will be interesting. Both fighters coming together in the center of the octagon. In the years early, I know I keep saying this joking, but this is the best fight of the year so far. In this, at least, you know, the best fight on this card. So, in this card being the first fight of the year. First card of the year. Here we go. It's going to be split. 29-28 Pennington. So we read this right. 29-28 Vieira. 29-28. Oof. This is huge. Raquel Pennington. Woo! That's a big win. That's a big win. 5 in a row. Wow. That's what happened too. She needed two judges to give her one other round. Other than round 2, and it happened. I mean, so 29-28 on 2 cards for Pennington, 29-28 the other way for Vieira. And Pennington wins by split decision, 5-fight win streak here. Moves to 15-9. She was 10-9, and she'll be number 2 or 3 in the division, women's bantamweight division. Amanda Nunes, here she comes. Wow. Big fight there. It's going down at UFC Fight Night.